Hello, everyone. My name is Joe Tibbs, and I'm the president of HAPevolve. And today, for our Solution Spotlight, I'm extremely excited to have Lissy Hu with us today. She is the president and CEO of CarePort Connected Networks. Lissy, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Joe, thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Lissy, let's jump in. CarePort, can you tell us a little bit about your organization, what you do, and how you help hospitals in Pennsylvania and across the country?
CarePort, powered by WellSky, is a care transitions technology company. And what we do is we help hospitals as well as post-acute and community-based providers connect with one another. And so think about hospitals and their patients as they're coming out of the hospital and need nursing home care or home health care or transportation. What CarePort does is we're the technology that connects all those hospitals with the hundreds of thousands of post-acute and home-based community providers out there. So instead of a case manager having to pick up the phone and call the 20 nursing homes in the area, we make that all electronic, and you can get the bed, you can track the patient, see what's happening, and ensure that they're having a high-quality post-acute experience.
Lissy, you mentioned CarePort powered by WellSky, and I know a lot of organizations are very familiar with WellSky. Can you talk to us about what's the benefit of being aligned with that larger organization?
We really think about, I think you said it right, Joe, that powered by WellSky are the fact that we're part of WellSky is a real differentiator and a real strategic advantage for our health system partners. What we're seeing is this rising demand for home health care, the shift to home-based care, and 1 in 3 home health providers use WellSky software. And so what we've been able to do with WellSky, for example, is we've been able to bring their network of thousands, tens of thousands of home and community-based providers, plug them into the hospital so that the patient has more choice and the hospital has more opportunity to discharge their patients so that there's no delays in getting the patient out of the hospital, which obviously is important from a throughput perspective.
Can you talk to us a little bit about your experience as a physician? What kind of motivated you to really kind of do significant work in this space?
Well, when I was training as a physician, I trained in the Boston hospitals. I was at the Harvard program. And one of the things that I saw was that we would spend all this time and effort getting the patient well in the hospital, as we should. But then the post-acute side was very much a black hole. And the patients would always ask me, if you were my son or daughter, where would you send me? What nursing home would you go to? And I realized as I went through the process that it was harder to find out information about the nursing home down the street than, your app that you had about a restaurant halfway around the world or a hotel halfway around the world. And I thought that was just crazy that there wasn't that level of information or transparency or connectivity to such an important part of our healthcare system. And so that's what I set out to change.
Lissy, I know CarePort is doing a fairly sizable amount of work in Pennsylvania. Is there a case? Is there an instance where you think that the work is particularly compelling that you think a lot of hospitals in Pennsylvania would like to learn more about?
We've been doing some great work with our health system partner out in Western Pennsylvania, Allegheny Health Network. And for them, transitions of care out of the hospital is really top of mind, including making sure that patients are seen by a primary care doctor after one of these hospital or nursing home encounters. And what we've been able to do is give those physicians that visibility so that they can then reach out and schedule transitional care management encounters with those patients. And through our work with Allegheny Health, we've seen a 49% increase year over year of transitional care management encounters, which physicians, of course, can also bill for. And so that's been a 44% year over year revenue increase related to those encounters that we've been able to drive. So it's great for the hospital, it's great for the physicians, and at the end of the day, it's great for the patients because it's all about continuity of care.
Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the things that CarePort does to enable organizations in improving the lives of patients that they come in contact with?
I think that is something that is not talked about enough, Joe, because I think oftentimes most patients have many transitions, right? They go from hospital to a nursing home, and they recover in a nursing home, and then they have to go home with home health care. And so for many patients, it's about multiple transitions. Just to give you one example, what we see all the time is that when patients end up in a skilled nursing facility, how do you know when that patient is at rising risk for readmission? A lot of the things that we think about on the acute side, such as this patient has diabetes or this patient has heart failure, as the drivers of readmission. And so those are some of the insights, for example, that we can surface to the health system or to the primary care doctor that's managing that patient, even when that patient's in the post-acute care setting, so that we can make sure that the patient is having a high quality transition out of the hospital, but then also that it's not just a black hole once they're in a nursing home or a home health setting.
Well, Lissy, on behalf of myself and HAPevolve and everyone else who's going to be watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. For those of you that are watching, more information about CarePort and some of the solutions they offer will be included in the description of the video down below. But until next time, Lissy, thank you so much for your time today, and have a fantastic rest of your afternoon.
Thanks, Joe. It's such a pleasure to be talking with you today. And we've had such a great experience and partnership working with our hospital clients in Pennsylvania. So I really appreciate the time.
Excellent.